Good afternoon, Tom Johnson, along with our Mayor Sue Kempf. Sue, so good to see you.
Good to see you, Tom. Glad to be
Another
with you today.
edition of Fair Game Laguna. Check out all that's happening around town. First of all, big sale in town. Got the city rid of themselves of property, Tiamo.
Right.
How did you do on that?
So, yeah, we had a great outcome with Tiamo. We bought it in the fourth quarter of 2021, and we bought it for 2.7 million, and we sold it to a company called DNS Partners LLC for 3.55 million. So we did quite well in a matter of 2 years on that property. We're very pleased about that.
Gosh, an 800,000 plus upside. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good upside. Yeah, that's better than we do on our city investments.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yep.
Hey, listen to me, before we get to some other serious business like Halloween and stuff like that, well, maybe one of the things with Halloween actually falls into this, but some of your most important mayoral duties, I've been looking into them. And the first one I want to check in on with you on, I'm hearing that our mayor is now one of the hottest places to go for getting married. Tell me about it.
Well, yesterday I married a couple in front of the water district. And that was really fun. It was really fun. You know, the water district is a beautiful building and the landscaping is really pretty. And yeah, so I married a couple there. And then today I'm marrying a couple for the first time at the Laguna Beach Community and Recreation Center. We have a small chapel there, and we are going to have our first wedding there today at 4 o'clock, and I'll be officiating that as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. These are people that I know that live next door to me, and so we're all excited about.
Something you do a lot of?
No, I've done actually two, and they've both been consecutive days.
That's great.
So
that's great.
I'm just hoping that I get through my ceremony without any mess ups on my part, which I won't.
Yeah, well, good for you. Yeah, another big task for the mayor. You know, we always think about these important things like selling properties, making decisions that affect the entire community, all of this. So a couple of marriages and a pumpkin carving contest judging coming up.
Right. I mean, that's probably more stressful than anything else. No, I did it a couple of years ago. You know, people are super creative, really creative. So yeah, I'm going to be doing
especially in Laguna.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'll be doing that this afternoon down at the Susie Q. I think in the art room. I'll be going there and judging the pumpkins. So I'm really excited about doing that.
I know how that is. I judged a pie eating contest about it. I think it was about a year ago, and you know, when you don't pick somebody's pie, the whole family comes up to you and says, "My mom's pie is the best pie." You know, so it's a no-win situation. You think, "Gosh, I'm going to do this; it'll be fun," but then the picture comes through.
Yeah,
so.
we have the employee, Halloween, annual luncheon, and everybody dresses up this week, and so the council will be judging that as well. I think so. That's always really, really fun. And entertaining. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Some people take it serious.
Yeah.
I've never been one of those people. I'm always the guy at the end that says, "Oh, let's see, I'll grab my golf bag and I'll go as a PGA Tour player," or something like that. What else? Anything else with Halloween coming up?
Yeah, there's a few things with Halloween coming up. You know, we have the usual, Brook Street, Oak Street, Halloween celebration. This is not a city sponsored event. It's just a community thing that's kind of organically been happening for many, many years now. And so that's going to be really, really fun. So the city's going to close off streets between Catalina and Temple Terrace, Oak, and Brooks from 4:30 to 9:30. So if you're down there, a lot of people come down. You know, it's very interesting how it all works down there, because you see a lot of the kids while it's still light, and after dark you see kids and parents all out having a great time, and the streets are closed. It's safe. So if you're happen to driving a car near that area, you just need to be very cognizant that those streets are closed, and just go out and have a great time.
Well, I think that's a good heads up for everybody. Is one of the great characteristics about Laguna Beach is those quaint little streets driving through, but some of them have some dark spots in them and everything, and you never know when some little kids going from one house to the next. So be careful out there.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Speaking of safety, I was so proud of our chief this week. I've written a couple things in Stu News about our police department, how proud I am of them on their safety and everything, because they've kind of been maligned a little over the last month by some misinterpretation, really, of numbers. And when you're a city official, sometimes that goes with the territory when people are, attacking you on something. But, I think, and to his credit, I think our chief finally had enough and said, wait a minute, I'm going to defend myself, and I'm going to defend, more importantly, my department. What did you think of that?
Well, I think the article that Chief Calvert and our city manager Dave Kempf put together, and it's in Stu, went into Stu yesterday, so it's available for everyone to read. They should read it. He goes into detail about how crime stats are managed and published, and kind of the frailties of the system and what works and what doesn't work, and how we're going to be doing it in the future. So it's somewhat technical in nature, but it's good to read that, because the bottom line is, for me, is I rely on our own crime stats from our own police department, because certain agencies will characterize different incidences different ways, and because they're not on the ground, they're just taking reports. So it's really a good opportunity for people to understand what we do here. We have a very safe city, and one of the things I haven't liked is people saying, well, oh, we have the third highest, most violent crime rate in the county. No, we don't. Not even close. We're a very safe city. I personally have never felt unsafe here. And if I did feel unsafe, trust me, I'd be making a lot of noise and working on that. So anyway, I think it's just a good way for people to understand how we report things and how discrepancies can come about. But the bottom line is, when the police department gives us our crime stats, there's no reason not to believe them. I think they're working on a new system too that'll be more readily available for residents to look at. At some point. It's going to take another year or so, I think, to get that up and running. But overall, I think the police department does a really good job. And trust me, if we had a violent city, we'd all know it. So I think it was good for the clarification. And I'm glad that City Manager Kempf and the police chief put that out.
So here's the thing that always I think is important to throw out there is, and the chief does this in either, I think it's in his letter, but when you look at a population base and you want to compare Laguna Beach to somebody, you could compare them to Oakdale. Everybody knows where Oakdale, California is. It's in the middle of the mountain area. Nobody's around it. It's a town unto itself with about a similar population. But then they don't have 6 million tourists that go into that town, and also, do some things wrong. And so that's something we always have to take into account here. And yeah, I think our police department does a phenomenal job. So good.
Speaking of the police and, public safety. So we had on Monday, we had National First Responders Day to honor our first responders. So we have firefighters, police officers, paramedics, marine safety. And everybody in this town does a great job. When do you ever get a complaint about our paramedics or ambulance service? Never. Our police department, people don't write me letters about our police department. They also love the firefighters, and marine safety does a phenomenal job when you think about how many people we had in the water, particularly over the summer, and how safe we were in terms of, making sure the public didn't have any incidents. So, I think our first responders and our public safety agencies are absolutely fantastic.
You're so right. So often we just take it for granted. Okay, last thing.
Yes.
And the people of Laguna want to know, with Halloween just a day or two away, what is our mayor going to be for Halloween?
Well, our mayor has been extremely busy, so I don't know yet. And even if I knew, I wouldn't tell anybody.
Okay. It's a great time. You can put a mask or something over your head and you can go as Joe Blow off the street and nobody knows it's the mayor. Anyway, have a great time out there, Sue, and
yeah, I will.
have fun.
Thanks, Tom. See you next week.